Hello, my name is Jannis Fischer, CEO and co-founder of Positrigo, and today I would like to present to you dedicated brain PET at the point of care. This is our revolutionary neuroimaging device called NeuroLF. It's a brain positron emission tomography scanner, and it's specifically designed for the diagnosis of brain-related disorders. That might include Alzheimer's, brain tumors, Parkinson, epilepsy, and many more. It features an ultra-compact device and high patient comfort and intuitive usability, and this makes it a very good product for in-office use for doctors. We embed it in an ecosystem with everything a doctor needs, including a picture archiving system, isotopes, analytics software, image reader, and service and support. The need is there because at the moment we have 2 million scanning hours in the US on those devices at the moment. And this is done on 2,500 scanners, which run at 90% capacity. Now, a few new things come to that. 500,000 new hours on Alzheimer's scans, 400,000 new hours in oncology because of newly approved PSMA prostate cancer tracers, and then, of course, more and more clinical trials. And so we think there is a 460,000 hours under capacity at the moment that has to be resolved. And with our device, you can do that. You can relieve the existing whole body systems for the brain part at least, do the same images, same quality as before, but a much smaller space. One prime use case is Alzheimer's disease. 1 in 3 seniors dies with that disease or another dementia. We have 48% of all unpaid caregivers provide for somebody with that disease, and this is estimated to be 18 billion hours of care per year. And then if there were no treatments, it's estimated that by 2050, 13 million Americans will live with that disease, costing society almost $1 trillion every year. Now, the good news is we can do something about that because the FDA has recently approved Leqembi, the second drug of its kind, removing the plaques from the brain that play a major role in Alzheimer's disease. And not only has the FDA now traditionally approved that, but Medicare has also announced that it will pay for the drug, and it will also pay for the required amyloid assessment. Amyloid are the plaques in the brain, and you can either do a spinal tap or a PET scan. And the PET scan is, of course, the much nicer way of evaluating the amyloid status of the brain. Now, our system, NeuroLF, has been specifically designed to detect and document those plaques, and this is required for Medicare coverage. It's not the end of the story on the drug side. We have, besides Leqembi, and another one that had approval before, a third one which had very good phase 3 clinical results just published in May, donanemab, which will be approved around the turn of the year. And there's 143 drugs in total in clinical trials. 68% are phase 3 trials, sponsored by a pharmaceutical industry, and we see a wave coming of treatments here. Now, coming back to our system, we see the market opportunity as follows. We have, if you go to the point of care, which you can do with our device for the first time with these imaging techniques, you can bring it to the neurologist's office that at the moment have to schedule PET exams at another clinic at the radiology or nuclear medicine department. They can now take it in-house, get a new revenue stream, treat the patients faster, and get the results earlier. Of those neurology sites in the US, there are around 3,700 that are eligible, 2,000 in the hospital, 1,200 private practices with at least 3 MDs, and 500 alternate care sites. If you now take those sites, this is a market opportunity of 3,700 sites in the US alone for the Alzheimer case alone. And if we think we can get up to 25% of that share because there are not many competitors around there that do have a similar offering that we have, so we estimate our market at $787 million. If you then add the rest of the world and other indications, this total global opportunity amounts to 6,000 sites and $5.2 billion. Now here I put a case study because the question you always have to ask is how can a doctor make money with it? What we did is we assumed the NeuroLF, the leasing cost for a 5-year amortization lease, plus the operational cost, personnel, and so on. And then at the other hand, put the Medicare reimbursement rate, which is around $1,500. Here the example is Pennsylvania fee schedule. What we do not include here is that you can actually make much more money for each patient if you use research patient, and also if you put other neurological diseases to the device. Now, if you now do this case study and slowly ramp up the patient numbers from 40 patients a month in the first year up to 110 patients a month in the 3rd to 5th year, then you can generate 5.5 million positive income for that clinic. Positrigo is led by this team. So on the left-hand side, you can see the management team, 4 senior management officials in Zurich, our home base. We have now recently hired Ron Lissek in the US as our first person there, as the general manager there, because we see the US market as the most important one at the moment. And we are supported by a strong board and advisors. Just to mention 2 of those, Dr. Michael Rafi from USC is our head clinical advisor for the US, and Dr. Simon Cherry from UC Davis is our main advisor in the US for instrumentation and technology. A couple of things we have reached so far in 2023 is we have talked to key pharma partners that are those that have the Alzheimer drugs, say Eisai and Lilly, and then those that have the radio tracer to detect the amyloid, that's, for example, Life, Lilly, and Lilly. We have several patents. The first was granted this year. The Medicare and CMS have announced that they will cover the drug. We are now working on a full service program and maintenance for the US, talking to a major provider for that, and are close to finalizing the contract there. And we have seen a lot of interest from neurologists and other clinics. Up next year is CE mark and FDA approval in about 6 months' time. We will also establish full US operations, get on the ground there, deliver our first system in the first half, and then from June to December, scale up production capacity. 2025, just as an outlook, there's a mobile unit plant that you can drive around in a truck. We will establish US manufacturing capabilities if that's necessary, and we'll also have a joint venture with alternate sites to go into the providing business as well. So the first step now is that we're raising a bridge round of 5 million now to reach those milestones here. Some very significant tests, say 6061 and NEMA test in the clinical trial first patient, which will then culminate in the submission of the 510(k) early next year and the MDR audit, which is already scheduled for March. It doesn't work anymore. There it is. And then this will bring us to the end of next year. Major milestones here is the FDA clearance, CE marking, and first customers. And we think we have 2 paths that we could follow. One is partnership up to M&A with a major player. And the other one would be to raise a significant funding round of, say, at least 20 million to enter the market ourselves. And this will have to be decided end of next year. So with that, I would like to thank you for your attention, and please come contact me if you have questions, if you would like to invest. Thank you very much.